On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a Hoover Matic with automatic power drive. Yes, hello. Hello, it is sort of Christmas. It is the 12th day of Christmas. Well, it's the 12th of December at the time of making this video. And I've donned a Christmas jumper and I've got my tree up. And it's time I opened another American import. Now, I've never had much luck. Well, I've had a fair bit of luck with American imports, but I've had some arrived smashed, some arrived with pieces missing. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we can have a Christmas miracle this year and I can reveal to you a fully functioning and complete Hoover power drive cleaner, Hoover Matic with automatic power drive. So without any further ado, I'm going to open this box, and I'm saving this box because when I die I'm going to be buried in it. I might have to crouch down a bit, but I think I'll fit in here. Let's reveal this Hoover that's come all the way from the USA to merry old England and see if it survived the journey. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have seen a sneak peek of this cleaner. It was from the original eBay listing, not my picture. It was actually photographed outside on someone's lawn in their yard. I don't know why people take vacuum cleaners outside to photograph them, but anyway, some people do, don't they? I don't know what way up we're going to get this, but judging by the size of the box, this is fully assembled. I did open a Hoover Matic earlier this year on my channel, and it was a standard Matic without automatic power drive. And the handle had been removed for shipping. Now, I'm a bit wary of things that come from the USA because often, most of the times, they are opened by customs. So no matter how well they're packed by the seller, they get opened and repacked. So it's in the hands of the gods. Because this machine is quite a sturdy cleaner with a metal base, I'm hoping it's survived. And because there's no extra tools with this, there's nothing that should have gone missing. Right, well, it's on its side, so I'm going to turn this FedEx box gently around. This is a big box. Oh, there we are. We can hopefully just be able to pull this machine out now. It's very cold because it's been in my garage for a few days. Well, from what I can see, oh, it's looking good. No damage to the grill here. This often breaks on cleaners. That's why I haven't bought certain machines I've seen on eBay, because this grill has been broken. This one looked in good condition, which is why I decided to go for it. And I liked the colour. Right, here it is. Looks okay so far. So I'm going to get rid of all this packaging, get my special magic black box so I can actually use this on my 240 volt supply, and we'll see if it works. Well folks, after a quick rub down, it appears that this Hoover Matic with automatic power drive has survived the long journey from the US of A to England. It looks in very good condition. Now, I believe this is from the 70s, and I did have the exact date for you, but I can't remember. I think it could be 76, something like that. I do like this burnt orange colour scheme. A lot of these are fairly common on eBay in the USA, not very common in the UK, which is why it was cheaper for me to import this with the shipping charge and import charges than it would be if this appeared as a UK version on eBay in this condition. It would have gone for at least double what I paid for it, even when you take into account all the extra fees you have to pay when importing items from the US of A. And I've been looking for one of these for a while, and most of them are pretty beaten up. Most of them have damage to the grill, and most of the cleaning heads on them are pretty beaten up, but that There's a few marks on it, but after another clean and a polish that will look even better. But it's certainly, there's no need to try to repaint these. I think often, unless you can match the colour up exactly, they're better off left alone. If it's really beaten up and looks absolutely terrible, then you may as well try spray painting it. But this one is certainly just going to have a good clean up and be left as it is. I'm very happy with this machine, but of course I haven't yet switched it on. So we'll take a closer look at this model, and then I'll get my special voltage converter and we'll just plug it in and see if it works. Now, I think one reason why this Hoover cleaner survived the trip, it's built like a brick outhouse, to use a traditional old English term. Well, I've cleaned it up a bit. There is another version of that. But if something's built like a brick outhouse, it means it's built very solidly. So obviously, being a completely metal base, this has survived. Everything seems to have survived. I've not seen anything that's broken on this cleaner. And the plate here, the name plate, is in very good condition. Often this can become scratched up if someone uses it under low furniture and the furniture can rub against this. But as you can see, that is almost mint. We've got the famous Hoover roundel there. Automatic power drive, dial-o-matic, and even the bumper seems to be in very good condition as well. There's no sign that that's starting to perish. All in all, this is pretty clean and tidy. Here we have the back of the cleaner head with the foot operated handle release, which seems to work fine. Release it to the operating position where it does lock in this position, so you can tilt the machine back on its rear wheels if you need to go over different heights of carpet, or you need to straighten the fringe of a rug. If you want to go under low furniture, you need to press the button again, and it goes, well, fairly low, not quite, because if you go that low, then the cleaner head lifts up. So it's quite a sleek head anyway, so it'll get under some low furniture. And just at the front here, you can see this textured plastic. Well, not all, but some of the plastic on this machine is a textured finish, so it's a bit harder to clean. You really need something, a little brush. You can see here over the motor housing that I've given it a brief wipe, but it's still quite dirty, so this needs a more thorough clean, so it will need dismantling. This metal band here is what actually controls the power drive mechanism, which I'll show you in a minute. That's on the underside of the cleaner. So as you pull the handle, see if I can show you now actually, just about see, that moves. Hopefully it's going to work. Moves from side to side. As you push on the handle, the machine drives forward, and as you pull back on the handle, it switches the mechanism into reverse. Fingers crossed that it works. Further up the body of the cleaner, and I do like this orange colour, it is very smart. We've got, of course, the Hoover branding in a bold font, and a bit further up, just below the exhaust vent, is the check bag indicator that will fluctuate as the machine's being used. So when the machine's on and there is sufficient airflow, you won't see that indicator. It'll be like that. But when the airflow drops, then the indicator will pop out. So that'll happen if either the bag is too full or you've got a blockage somewhere. But in day-to-day use, normally you will see that fluctuating. Now, underneath the grille, we do have a black diffuser that looks fairly intact. Most of the diffusers on these perishes, but it's easy enough just to replace them with something very similar. You can access the filter. You just have to take the front of this cleaner off, which is pretty easy to do. You access the screws from the back when you open the bag door, which is, on this machine is at the back of the cleaner. Here's the handle, again finished in that vibrant burnt orange colour. So the handle is supposed to move like this. As I showed you earlier, this is the handle that controls the power drive mechanism. If you want to push the machine along without the power drive, you can disengage the drive, as it says here, disengage drive. You need to put your thumb on that switch there and keep it held down, and then you can clean without the power drive function. At the back of the handle we've got the on-off toggle switch, and lower down here we have the top cord hook, which you can turn to release the mains cable in one go. Of course, once you've done that, you need to turn it back, otherwise the bag door will open. So that secures the bag door as well. The cable looks original and it seems to be in good shape and not damaged. It's slightly ribbed. I've got a bit of an unusual shaped plug. Those pins were quite bent out of shape, but I've managed to get them a bit straighter. So I would say that that's original, but I could be wrong. Comment below if you know that that is the original cable. It certainly matches, it's in the same sort of cream colour. But yeah, that looks fine so far. Here's the dial that gives the Hoover Dial-O-Matic its name, so we can adjust the suction when you're using it for carpet cleaning or above floor cleaning when you've got the optional hose attached. So we've got 3 settings for carpet: max, medium and minimum. So if you've got a lightweight area rug or a deep pile carpet that's hard to push the machine over, you can reduce the suction. All this does is opens a vent. It's not electronic. But when you have the tools connected, when the hose plugs into here, you can alter the tool suction. So minimum if you're doing lightweight curtains, up to maximum. And the dial here also forms the lower cord hook, and this is where the hose plugs in. Now if you're watching this from the UK, this will take the same hose as a Hoover Freedom or a Hoover Porter Power. I can't think of any other Hoovers that use this 2-lug fitting. Now I don't have the correct hose for this, but I do have hoses. I think possibly the Hoover Celebrity hose will fit this as well. So if you've got a machine like this in the UK and you want some cleaning tools, just look for an old Hoover Porter Power or Hoover Freedom that you can take the hose off. There's a bit of dirt I've just revealed in there when I've turned this. I don't know what it's like inside, I've not had a look. This is the flexible hose that takes the suction from the motor to the cleaner head, and it looks okay. It doesn't look like it's been repaired. Well, not this part. I do have a spare one of these, and I think it's this colour. So I think I'll be okay if I need to replace that. Here's the underside of the Dial-O-Matic. I have cleaned it a bit because I'm going to be trying it out on my carpet and I didn't want it marking anything. So I think this will benefit from some wire wool or Brillo pads because there's some light rusting, bit of metal polish, and I think that will come up quite well. This is the drive mechanism in here for the power drive function. And I believe I might need a screwdriver to loosen those. Yes, I just need to loosen these 2 levers here and then I can take the base plate off. That's one. Oh, they're very stiff. There we go. That's it, that should all free everything up now. And oops, off comes the base plate. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Not too bad. The agitator is in very good condition. I'm not sure if it's been replaced at any stage, but apart from being a bit dirty, that's very nice. Comment below if you think that's original. And of course, this machine uses 2 belts. One belt here, the longer belt, powers the agitator, and the shorter belt here powers the power drive mechanism, and they're both pretty loose. Somewhere I do have spare belts for this, but I don't think I'll be able to find them for this particular video. But it feels smooth enough. But I won't know if this machine works properly until I plug it in, and that time is nearly here. Just check on the internal hose. That does come up, but it's a bit stuck in there. I won't bother with that yet. Hopefully it won't be blocked. I'll soon find out though. But all in all, yeah, that's not too bad. Just a little bit of light rusting, but you know, it's fine, hopefully. It's the motor that I should be concerned with, because getting parts for this machine would be pretty difficult in this country anyway. Certainly if they were for this voltage of machine, anything that's for the motor. I suppose if I did ever manage to get hold of a beaten up UK version, I could take the motor out of that, but they are very, very rare in this country. You can see here more signs of light rust on the rear wheel axle, but the wheels have survived, but they are certainly made of a stronger material than the wheels of more modern Hoover cleaners. Okay folks, it's now time to fetch my little black box and plug this Hoover Dial-O-Matic in, and fingers crossed it works. Well, I've got my black box, but I haven't checked if there's a bag fitted inside here, so I think I better do that now. Ah, there is. It's come away though. Look at that folks, that's real American dirt. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty clean inside there. Even the very ineffective pre-motor filter is in very good condition. I mean, I say ineffective, all this is basically a wire grid with some red flocked material sprayed on it by the looks of it. So very big holes. That is not going to prevent fine dust getting through to the motor, only large particles if the bag were to split. Okay, well I'll put the original bag back in and we'll switch this Hoover Dial-O-Matic on. As most of you know, I get a bit nervous when plugging in a second-hand vacuum cleaner for the first time, and I'm doubly nervous when it happens to be an American import, because apart from the fact I'm worried it may blow up, I've also got to convert my 240 volt main supply down to 120 volts so this particular vacuum will work. So I've got my magic box, I've got the plug, I'm going to plug it in, and I've discovered it doesn't matter which way you plug it in. The box is turned on. I've just got to switch the box on at the wall socket. And before I do that, I've got to make sure that the on-off switch on the cleaner is in the on position. Well, here we go folks. If all the lights go out, you'll know I've tripped the circuit breaker. Fingers crossed that won't happen. Here goes. Well, I will let the dust settle. I'm not sure if that picked up on camera. Oh dear, I could be breathing in all sorts. If I'm not here tomorrow, you know what's killed me. It's the dust coming out of this Hoover Dial-O-Matic. That wasn't... Oh, and there's a burning rubber smell, but I'm hoping that's belt. That smells like belt. Because it... Probably, because it wasn't moving. Oh yeah, there is a smell, but yeah, that's burning rubber. I recognise that smell. So it will need 2 new belts, but they're right at the back of the garage at the moment. But I'm going to push it along the carpet. I think it sounds okay. I'm going to give it a push and see if it actually grooms. Oh heck, I hope it I hope it is the belt that I can smell. We do not want a Christmas explosion. Yeah. Ooh, I've still got that burning smell. I think it's rubber. Now the power drive was working okay-ish, but it definitely needs a new power drive belt, and yeah, 100% it needs a new agitator belt. I'm going to turn the cleaner over. I'm going to unplug first. Hang on. Switch it off. I feel safer now. I'm going to give the belts a bit of a whiff, and if that's a smell I can smell, then I'll feel a little bit safer that it's not the motor that's about to blow up. Well folks, turning the cleaner over and removing the base plate has revealed a broken belt, and I'll give that belt a sniff. That's the smell. That's good, it's not the belt. Now I'm going to nip upstairs on the off chance that somewhere in my drawer I've actually got one of these. I did buy some new agitator belts to fit our UK. It was called the convertible in the UK. So that might be fine. You see, this is that does need replacing as well. Let's see if we can see the power drive wheels moving around with the machine in this position. I think the power drive mechanism seems to be working smoothly enough. It just needs, as I said, a new power drive belt. So I will nip upstairs, fingers crossed that I have at least an agitator belt handy. If not, a full demo of this cleaner. We'll have to wait for another day, probably. It will have to wait until 2021. Well folks, I couldn't locate the belts. I know I've got some. So the full demo of this machine will have to wait for another video. But all in all, I'm very happy with this striking looking vacuum cleaner from the 1970s. I'm very pleased to have this machine, and equally pleased that it arrived to my home intact and looking very, very nice. I'm really happy with this vacuum cleaner. Most of you will have realised by now that unfortunately I'm not doing my Advent series this year. It's the 12th of December at the time of making this video, and even yesterday I was asked on my Instagram, am I doing the Advent videos? Well, Advent starts December the 1st in most countries, so obviously I'm not doing them this year. There are many reasons. One is I've not been at home for quite a while. From the start of December I wasn't at home, and now I am back home. It's very difficult for me to film lots of videos because I'm not alone. So normally I get lots of free time all day at home on my own, but at the moment, with the things the way they are, my partner is working from home and it's very difficult for me to do the sort of videos that I'd want to do. So I'm going to take a break this year. Hopefully in 2021 we will all have a much better year than we've had this year, and I will be able to do the Advent videos again. Now saying that, I will be doing a few other Christmassy videos for you. I'll be doing shout outs for the younger vacuum fans, and for the rest of you I'll be doing a question and answer session. I will be posting a video shortly, so if you've got a question for me, vacuum cleaner related, you can ask me in that video and I'll answer it in a video before Christmas. But please don't ask me any questions that you want read out under this video. Save it until you see the request video coming up very soon. So that's it for me and the Hoover Powerdrive Dial-O-Matic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.